We're here at Halon. We're here with Dan, who's joining us electronically from London, and Brad and Patrice. Thank you all for speaking with us. Dan, I wanted to start by asking you, how did Halon actually begin? What did it start as originally when you started the company?
You know, it actually started around 2003. We were still working on Star Wars Episode 3 up at Skywalker Ranch. And a buddy of mine from Electronic Arts at the time was working on The Sims. And he had asked me if any of my guys were looking for extra work to make a little money on the side. And I said, yes, they sure were. And he asked if any of them were animators. I said yes. And he decided to throw a little bit of that animation work over to us in terms of just animating little Sims characters that would loop and do their little things in the game. And right around that time, in order to get everybody paid and facilitate the work, I decided to form my own company. The company itself didn't take off as an independent entity until it took over the contract for War of the Worlds shortly after Episode 3.
Do you find that working on a shoot, you're really working a lot with not just the director, but also all of the department heads that really get to make the most of looking at a previs, like costume designer, like your art director?
When I start on any project, my first goal is to get in with everyone and see what is available to us to use so we can get everyone's input, feedback, and everyone's creative, genius into what we do. And so acting as a hub for everyone to sort of, put it all together is, it's a primary goal for myself.
And likewise, like when I'm on location or on set, like right now I happen to be sitting in a room at Long Cross Studios with a motion capture volume while the crew is in Budapest. So at this point, it's my responsibility to edit together the sequences, shots that we're developing, upload it to the director and to the producer for them to give input. And once that input is given or approval is given, to disseminate that information wider to the art department, the DP, the visual effects department, the special effects that they're involved, the stunts, anyone else in the process that could potentially be impacted by the work that we're doing or needs to be informed by the work we're doing that the director has approved.
Do you find a lot of your work now is kind of internationally occurring, that you're perhaps in one space while you've got teams working throughout the globe?
Yeah, absolutely. Halon actually has artists in Los Angeles, San Francisco, Montreal, and now London. And many of our teams, find themselves working with sort of these, disembodied artists, basically. Like one of my primary artists, who I love working with, works out of his house in Montreal. I met him while I was in Montreal working on the Spiderweb projects, and I just wouldn't let him go because he's too good. So, because of the nature of our work, even though we're working in HD, sometimes we're working with film resolution plates, the internet and the tools that we have become so prolific and fast that most of that stuff is transparent at this point. I mean, every morning I get in, I sync the assets and the shots that LA developed or produced the day before. I work on my edit, I upload the edit to LA, go through notes, we use SyncSync to draw on frames and communicate. We're Skyping now, or G-chatting, or whatever it happens to be. I mean, I'm the only person in London at the moment, and my team is in Los Angeles. It doesn't really slow us down or impact our ability to be productive.